All right, Joe. It's pretty much the same story the entire 6 minutes. Fennell on his back, working submissions. Rob Tate doing a good job defending, transitioning out of it. Took the full mount at one point. A couple times he scored a knee on belly, a couple side controls. Most of the time he's working from that full guard or fighting off a submission. In your opinion, who gets the W here?
I hate to say it, but I think that John Fennell actually gets the W right here. The only thing that we really saw from Tate today that was really aggressive was the takedown attempt. After that, he stayed at Fennell's feet. His head was pretty much stuck in the same position. Fennell was working from triangle to umpala to lock down the arm. Even when Tate was transitioning from side control to half guard to mount, Fennell did a great job of not letting him settle there too long and working his way back to an advantageous position. So I would have to give the nod to Fennell. I could be wrong. Both these guys are great, scrappy jiu-jitsu players. But you could actually tell where Rob Tate has that wrestling background. His head stayed low to the center of Fennell, not really moving, keeping that head down, having that bad posture, almost leaning forward. And Fennell had no problem playing off his back.
And there it is, folks, your first decision of the night. Jonathan.
Still pretty good on myself. All right, Corey, that went exactly where I thought it was going to. Unfortunately, Rob Tate is one of my teammates, but John Fennell did a great job of playing off his back and being aggressive and keeping Tate in a bad position the whole time.
He was aggressive the entire time off his back, and he made Rob Tate work the entire 6 minutes. Who we got up next, Joe?
All right, we actually have our first MMA fight of the night coming up next. We have Marcos Fuentes, 1-0 versus Jose Davila.
Jose Davila, that's a Roger Carroll product.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Absolutely, it is. He's 2-5 right now. Very, very active fighter. Try to stay as much as he can. Very, very young in his career. Very, very hungry to stay in the cage and just continue to fight. Will fight anywhere, anytime. As basically being his MO. He's been actually traveling with Roger. When Roger goes on those big, pro fights, he goes. I think he just had one in Rhode Island, up in New England. And out of all his fighters, out of all his coaches that Roger could have taken, he took in Jose Davila with him. So not only does he have experience outside the cage, he has experience outside the cage and the coaching aspects of it as well. So maybe that full understanding of what to do as far as outside the cage will help him when he comes back inside the cage. Because right now his record is upside down, being 2-5. But I know the kid's a really scrappy kid.
Yeah, one of those wins is over Eric Martinez, I believe, and I know that was a tough fight. That was Eric's debut fight. I thought the fight could have gone either way, but it was a hell of a battle.
Absolutely.
Nice stand-up war. Jose Davila threw a lot of really good knees that fight, I remember.
Both of those kids right there are really, really scrappy young men. Did not want to quit at any point in time during the fight, which made an exciting fight.
We'll see Eric Martinez later on in the evening on the card.
That is one thing that's great about Fight Lab is they don't really care. They care about your record to a certain standpoint. They care about your production. They care about your show. They care about the effort you put in once you get into that cage. You don't always have to be victorious every time you get in the cage to be a good fighter that crowds want to see and crowds will pay to see. And I believe we should be starting soon. So Corey, while we're sitting here and waiting for this lull in action, can you tell us anything that you remember from your experiences in the Fight Lab cage?
Anything specific? Man, I got a lot of great memories in here, and then I got a few things I want to forget but never will. I love being here. I love being a part of this, and even till this day, just sitting here watching the fights, I get that adrenaline rush. You know, right now I feel like I got a sweat brewing up, you know, just waiting for this first MMA fight to kick off. The one thing that always comes to my mind when I think about stepping in the Fight Lab cage is how damn small it is in there, Joe. It looks a little bigger from a distance. You see the fights on TV, you see them on videos, but then when you get in there, dude, it feels like you're in a phone booth, man. You can't move, you can't breathe, it gets claustrophobic, and that door shuts, they lock it, and you better show up. You better show up quickly. Absolutely. When you talk about, it takes about three regular steps or 3 regular strides from the center of the ring or center of the cage to any point, any corner of the cage. And with 2 big, overly aggressive young people in there, that distance can be dropped very, very quickly.
Welcome to Fight Lab 46. Guys. Oh, we go through this every time. I come out, I make funny jokes, look at me like I'm stupid, you're quiet, you're sitting in your chairs. I said, welcome to Fight Lab 46! Usually I'm pretty pissed off because Kenny Letts has screwed me over on some money or something, but I'm pretty excited today. This is our 6-year anniversary.
He's saying something I can't hear.
Thank you, you're so kind.
He's saying something but I can't hear him.
And supposedly, by the end of the night,
I can hear him okay. I can't hear you.
People get here, or they're already here. Is the Rockstars people here? We
said don't
what
worry
about,
about it. He's talking
what about Warhead? Who's this guy? Willie Warhead Hush? Is this people here? Of course they are, all 3 of them. What about Chase Calloway? Yeah, I sort of had a feeling. Let me hear that one more time. What about Chase Calloway's people? Are they in the house? Yeah, all 5 of them showed up too. Who wants to see some fights? How about that? If you want to see some fights, I haven't been drinking, so I'm not going to say that. You're right, I say it anyway. If you want to see some fights, grab your private part, shake them, and give me a big hell yeah! Who grabbed their private parts? Bunch of damn perverts. DJ A-Rod, they don't want to hear me run my mouth. They want some fights, so out of the blue corner, bring to me, Jose Davila!
All right, Joe, our first MMA fight of the night. Jose Davila is making his way to the ring.
Absolutely. Jose Davila coming in, fighting out of SMA, also known as the Carroll Brothers Jiu-Jitsu, up in the mountain area. I talked to Jose Davila a little earlier. I asked him what is his background, the capoeira. What is his background? He said he is a freestyle fighter. He does not have one base. He came in pretty fresh. El Chupacabra is his nickname, the goat sucker. Don't know why that's his nickname, but you know what? Hey, man, to each their own.
I'd have to agree with that statement about his style. I've watched the kid fight a couple times in person, and each time I see something a little different. You know, one fight he's throwing a ton of knees, the other fight he's working submissions on the ground. He mixes it up well, and I like seeing that. It is called mixed martial arts.
Absolutely. He tries to encompass that. He considers himself to be a well-rounded fighter, and he shows that every time he comes to the cage. And he does a great job of trying to transition his striking into his ground game. I talked to him a little earlier, like I said before, and I asked him how does he think this fight's going to go. And he said he can see it go any which way, but what he's hoping for is a knockout in the first round. He said it would be absolutely fantastic if he can get it that way. And one thing he said, he can't make any guarantees. The only thing he can guarantee and promise is it's going to be a great fight that will not go all 3 rounds.
Oh, well, I'm excited to see this one get underway. He's got a great beard, and it looks like he's trying to mimic your hairdo. So that's got to count for something.
A lot of people try to mimic the fro, but they just don't get it right.
It can't be done. Often imitated, never duplicated.
Absolutely,
Joseph
absolutely.
Pacheco, to my left, folks. He's in the house. He'll be here all week.
All week, every week, unfortunately. Also, this is not his first go-round in the Fight Lab cage. He's actually fought here twice before, and makes it very, very good showing every time he comes in here. When I talked to him, he said that he's traveled, as you see, he's had about 7 fights within the 3 years that he's been fighting. He's been up and down the East Coast, and he says by far his favorite place to fight is right here, close to his backyard in Fight Lab. He said no other production compares to what they do here. No other company treats the fighters the way that we do.
Oh, absolutely not. It's not even up for discussion. There is no argument.
None whatsoever.
Fight Lab takes the cake here on their 6-year anniversary.
And once again, you see Roger Carroll, his head coach, his head trainer right there in his corner. Roger Carroll is still an active pro fighter as well, and chooses to take Jose Davila with him when he goes out of town on these fights. They just came back from New England, where Roger had a great fight against one of the great local guys up there with a very promising career, and finished him with Peruvian necktie.
Oh, I like the Peruvian necktie.
How do you not like that?
That's a great submission.
Absolutely. One thing I can note too is that when I went to the locker room and talked to Jose, he's a really calm demeanor. It seems like nothing bothers him as he comes out in his Ryu shorts. It looks like he carried it straight up a Street Fighter. You know what? Those aren't shorts. I apologize. Those are gi pants that he turned into coochie cutters.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say about.
You know what? That's the first I've ever seen Daisy Dukes in the Fight Lab cage. I'd have to say, I'm very happy to see that. And right now we have Marcos Fuentes coming in, 1-0 fighter out of Section 8 MMA. Chad Stevens is actually his BJJ instructor. Great young man, looking to make his second win and keep himself undefeated as he comes into the cage.
These Section 8 guys come to fight.
Oh, absolutely. They have a good camp out that way. I know they're known as to be traditional jiu-jitsu practitioners, but they do focus a lot on their striking. They love to be try to be well-rounded fighters. And they come and put a good show on every time they can.
Every time. He looks in shape. That's half the battle, though. We're about to find out if he is in shape.
Absolutely. One thing I find is quite odd is both these camps right here, they consider themselves to be a specialty in jiu-jitsu. So I want to see who will be first to try and go for a takedown or pull guard or try to play off their back. I really want to know what the game plan is going into here. And I can tell from talking to Jose Davila earlier is that he wants to bang. He wants to. Going to the ground, even though he feels he's well-versed in the ground, just being promoted to blue belt, he really feels that striking is where it's at, and that's where he has the most fun.
Just to come in here and throw his hands tonight, and that's what the crowd wants to see. They want to see him bang it out. I have a feeling that's what we see right here. If you have to give the upper hand to somebody on paper, Joe, who do you go with?
I'd have to give the experience to Jose Davila. And I mean, come on, man. How do you not go with those gi short pants?
Those are spectacular.
If Ryu from Street Fighter will ever wear shorts, they would look like that.
Hey, you can put up that. Both these fighters look very calm, Joe. You can tell they've been here before. They're relaxed. They're ready to go. Neither one of them look like they got too many pre-fight jitters. This is going to be exciting for a first fight of the night.
Absolutely, it's going to be, which speaks very highly for their camps. These are well prepared. There's no excitement, no really frustration. This will be a nice gatekeeper right here.
Both very, very relaxed. Very relaxed. Touch his gloves. We're on.
Oh, nice uppercut.
You're right. Jose's coming out banging, throwing those hands.
Jose's coming out very
hard.
strong. Oh, right into the guillotine. That's tight.
Close that guard.
If that kick was intended for the head, that would have been illegal. Just to clarify that, even though he got caught on the way down, it was not an intentional head kick. It was low. It looked like it was going towards the body or an inside kick. So that was totally let go by the referee there. But way to attack from Jose Davila. Comes out really strong, throwing a bunch of strikes and catching him on the way down, and then jumping right into the guillotine first chance he got.
Fuentes in top position, working from Davila's full guard. He's posturing up now, opened up the guard, and right back down into it.
Some good back and forth there as Jose locks up the guard.
He's holding a tight guard there. Controlling Fuentes' head. There's some blood coming off of somebody. I believe that's Fuentes going for an armbar.
Oh, that's
tight.
it.
That is.
Is that it? No. Fuentes is coming. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
That was a great transition to try and take his back.
Fuentes needs to pop that head out ASAP.
Fuentes got himself out of danger there. Fuentes looking to try and pass, but Davila's doing a great job of just keeping him out there and keeping him at distance with those legs.
Fuentes throwing the hips to one side, trying to get a knee on belly.
Davila very active, looking for the armbar again. Not able to get it. Fuentes saw it, started to stand up with it.
Diaz has got a hold of that leg.
Up, Davila looking for a heel hook.
Fuentes raining down strikes from the top. I want to see a little more of that from him. Davila's quick.
Oh, absolutely. I thought he was going to stand up there.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised me, rolled back and right into his back.
You can tell he's comfortable where he's at. Definitely had an opportunity to stand up there. Fuentes trying to posture up again. He's got one leg in.
Looking for the heel hook again. He's reaped the hip.
Looks like Fuentes is
Fuentes
going
looking for the heel hook himself. That's one thing that's very dangerous when you start to decide you want to play heel hooks and knee bars.
Mm-hmm.
And Fuentes, nice transition.
Doesn't have the elbow deep enough. Davila's going to come out on top. Oh, look
great
at this
transitioning so far.
Yeah.
It's been back and forth the whole time. Once again, like I said earlier before, Section 8 and SMA, Carroll Brothers Jiu-Jitsu, both have great backgrounds in grappling and jiu-jitsu. And you can see that was a great exhibit of that the whole first round.
Absolutely, that was a great first round. Davila came out throwing bombs, landed a couple of good shots, pulled guillotine, was not successful. After that, it was Fuentes on top trying to rain down strikes and whatnot. Who do you give that first round to? It was back and forth.
Oh, that's really hard to say. I'd have to give Davila the nod on that one. Just because it kind of hurt him. He was really aggressive in that guillotine. After that, it was back and forth, and just because it was going back and forth so much, I'd have to give the nod to Davila because he came aggressively standing up.
And it definitely looks like he did a little more damage when you look at the fighters' faces in the corners here right now. Both guys look to be in shape. Neither one of them looks too winded. Neither one of them are breathing too heavy. Davila definitely looks under control. Fuentes not breathing too hard.
No, but Davila opted out on the stool for the in between the rounds, which is starting to become very, very common out of his gym.
It's nice to sit down, but it sucks standing up.
Absolutely. Getting back up from that nice 1 minute break.
Davila coming out with his hands very low this round.
Dangerously low. You see Fuentes is still staying disciplined. Hands are up.
Yes, he is. Ooh, get those hands up.
Oh, man.
Both fighters exchanging leg kicks. Looks like Davila is switching back and forth between southpaw and orthodox.
And right here in front of us, seeing a lot of action. Nice knee by Davila.
Nice knee again.
Fuentes doing a great job of pressuring in, trying to eliminate those knees from happening again.
Fuentes got an underhook. Davila
nice pummeling, nice pummeling. Fuentes doing a great job of staying active. You know, he may have been hurt a little bit here and there, still staying aggressive. Looking for the takedown now. Shot in, but Jose pulled him right back up.
Davila's got that right underhook. He's going to look to spin to the right and turn off the cage. Ooh, little dirty boxing inside. Oh, nice head movement by Davila there.
Just using the head movement.
Uh-oh, there's that guillotine again.
And slammed himself right back into a deep position right there. Davila had no problem giving up that takedown right then and there, looking for a submission.
Fuentes says he's good.
Just gave him a thumbs up, hopped out to one side. Davia repositioned himself in the front again. Let's go. Oh, nice looping left hook from Fuentes. Fuentes been really aggressive this round. Davia seems to be backpedaling most of his time.
He is. Davia's hand still very, very low. Oh, nice body shot. Yeah.
Davia is very unorthodox in his striking.
Fuentes throwing a lot of shots this round. And although Davia seems to be on the retreat and has had his back to his cage the whole time, it almost looks like he's playing a little bit of rope-a-dope because he's not out of breath. He doesn't look tired or anything, but he's not pushing the pace like he was last round.
No. I'd say it's almost like he's taking the round off.
Yeah.
Just kind of letting him burn himself out, hoping to pick it up in the third round. Not sure if that's a really good game plan at this point because he's still getting hit a lot.
Fuentes trying to pass the half guard.
Davia is really, really squarely off his back. I don't think he's went for anything that's been dangerous yet, but he's been able to keep positioning in a pretty neutral positioning so far.
These guys are moving, Joe. There's not been a lot of downtime in this fight at all.
No.
There's our 10 seconds.
Happens. Fuentes
pressure up from top. I got to give this round to Fuentes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was the aggressor, did most damage, looking for a knee bar there. That's the end of the second round. Fuentes did a great job being the aggressor, waiting out, picking the shots.
Everybody, make sure you hit Maverick Rock Taco tonight for the official.
So as of right now, I give it 1-1. Fuentes took the last round hands down.
I agree. I don't even think it's an argument. Whoever wins this last round is going to win the fight.
Right now, in your mind, if you were in Jose Davia's corner, what would you be telling Jose Davia right now?
I'll tell Jose Davia to push the pace like he did the first round. He came out and he put Fuentes' back to the cage with all the striking he did before he went to pull the guillotine. He needs to come out and have the same approach. I would also tell him to get his damn hands up.
Very sound advice. Very, very sound advice. Let's see if he takes it. And hopefully they got to have the same expression that you just gave.
Fuentes is winded. I'm interested to see if Jose Davia comes out in a swarm right here because, like I said, last round it seemed like he was almost playing rope-a-dope. He is laying back, and he's not winded. You can tell. He seems real calm. He's not
more wild
heavy.
Strikes from Jose Davia. Big looping punches.
Ooh,
nice kick.
Another nice inside leg kick right there. Fuentes shooting far out for a takedown. Not working for him. Spinning back fist attempt by Davia. Doesn't land.
It's just some of the most unorthodox strike I've ever seen in my life.
It is. Fuentes pushing the pace again for the second round in a row. Throwing heavy right hands.
Fuentes is very, very technical in comparison to striking. Very straight punches. I'm glad Jose Davia got his back off the cage. He was in a very bad spot at that point.
Oh.
Jose Davia just double covering, not doing much of anything. We're seeing a lot of the same thing we saw in the last round.
Yes, we are.
From Jose Davia.
There goes a mouthpiece. Davia nice enough to hold back and give Fuentes time to get his mouthpiece in.
Hey, man, sometimes, your chicklet should be important to you.
Yeah.
And Fuentes kindly returned that with a nice kick and a couple uppercuts
Did not
to
look
the
like
head.
he's playing rope-a-dope to you, Joe.
It does, but at some point in time, you got to get after it because we're on the third round now.
We are. Oh.
I feel we'll go for another guillotine right here. As he does. Jose
Davia
Davia
going for a takedown now. Grabbed a single leg, then went for a trip. He's in half guard, looking to pass.
Knee on belly there from Jose Davia. Marco Fuentes, good transition. He's not ever stopping on his back. Now he ends up in top position in half guard. Knee slides and side control.
Nice. Jose Davia looking to slide out the back. He's got that underhook. Keep coming. Hips up, son. Don't let that head and arm. There you go.
Oh, that's nice. Up.
Both these guys are tired now. Davia is
Absolutely.
definitely showing that he's weathered. Fuentes still pushing the pace.
But there was no sense of urgency to get to their feet. Either one of them both punching off their knees and off their butt.
Might see a throw right here, Joe.
Fuentes has his back. Let's see what happens here. Up. Davia does a great job of trying to cut back in, get back underneath him with that leg control, but have both his hands on his legs. Leaves nothing to protect his face, and Marcos is taking advantage of that, full advantage of it.
Picking his shots.
Have a big takedown probably coming up.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds. Once again, Marcos being very, very active. This round was very back and forth. Very, very back and forth. What a great 3-round grinder.
Great, yeah, absolutely. There was action that entire fight. I got to give the W to Fuentes. He pushed the pace, the last 2 rounds there.
2-1 by far.
Yeah, he's taking the W home.
We just have to see if the judges actually agree with us. Great fight overall, though. It wasn't bad at all. Unfortunately, Jose Davia looked a little winded especially after the halfway through the second round.
Yeah.
Marco Fuentes did a great job of keeping composure. And you know what? I'm not going to say I hate to say it because he worked his butt off for this one. It looks like he's going to remain undefeated.
We now go to the center of the cage for our official decision.
Moments away.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first fight of the evening, we have a split decision. Judge number 1 scores it 29-28, Fuentes. Judge number 2, Davila. Judge number 3 scores this bout 29-28. Your winner by split decision. Fighting out of the red corner, Marcos Fuentes.
Surprised to see a split decision there, Joe, but I think they got it right on the scorecard.
Absolutely.
In terms of the winner.
2 out of 3 of them did, I believe. I think what may have happened in that third judge's eyes is that big takedown that Jose Davila landed in the third round might have been a huge deciding factor in him getting that last round to him. Even though he wasn't the aggressor and he wasn't really pushing, that those takedowns like that, and big takedowns especially, matter a lot in the judge's eyes.
Big win for Fuentes here tonight. Davila drops to 2-6, if I'm not mistaken. Great fight. Great fight. A lot of action. Wasn't no laying and praying. A lot of moving around. Good strikes thrown by both fighters. Submission attempts all over the ring. Good way to start off the night.
Absolutely. Once again, the Fight Lab takes a lot of thought into the gatekeeper fights. They consider those to be a very, very special fights because those fights seem to set the pace for the night.
Absolutely. Set the tone for the evening for sure.
So when the matchmaker puts 2 guys together to be the gatekeeper, he keeps that in mind. He wants people in there that know it's going to be a good, action-packed fight.
Folks, if you did not know, DJ A-Rod is in the house, and he is playing his music very loud.
As he always does. Once again, DJ A-Rod, the Fight Lab DJ. We are 1 fight down in Fight Lab 45. Once again, one of the longest one of the longest running MMA promotions in North Carolina, having a 6-year anniversary today.
Doing it big. 6 years, Joe.
6 years. And we have William Maddox coming in, a debuter. This is his first time ever in the cage at 19 years young. Coming from Saga Combat Combat System, from Lincoln, North Carolina. He has been training for 3.5 years at this gym for this one day to finally culminate into what he's always wanted to do. 19
years old, Joe. He's a baby.
19 years young. He is fresh out the womb.
Yeah, fresh out the womb, like yesterday. Yeah.
But this young man, even though we tease about his age, he is a BJJ blue belt, which means he's put some time in there. He's actually a high competitor in the blue belt division.
And you say this is another Roger Carroll product?
Actually, it's sort of a Roger Carroll product.
Okay.
Scott White is his head coach, which Scott White is a purple belt, if I'm not mistaken, under Roger Carroll. So you'll definitely see the Leprechaun in the corner. Absolutely, absolutely. It's almost like a sister school to SMA and Carroll.
I expect to see some good ground skills out of this guy tonight. Did you say he's making his debut?
Absolutely, he is.
This is going to be exciting.
And not only is he making his debut, he's making his debut in the Fight Lab cage.
And not only is he making his debut in the Fight Lab cage at age 19, his opponent, Nassim Jones, is coming in at 18 years old making his debut. Tell me about this kid, Joe.
Just like you said, Nassim Jones is 18 years old. Newly 18 years old. This kid still has 2 months left of high school. He is taking the weekend off and soiling his oats, just say, in the cage. But this cat is not any stranger to combat sports. He's been training at the dark side of MMA for the last 2 years with the likes of Ricky Rainey, with the likes of myself, Joe Pacheco. With so many high-level pro fighters, even with high-level amateur fighters, the Rodney Jordans, everybody that comes through there. You're talking about the different people that has come through there just to train for training camp by themselves. It is a great, great atmosphere, and they have been actually, pushing him and blossoming into something that's what he is right now.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, Joe. Do you think he gets picked on in school?
No, I don't think he gets picked on. If they do pick on him, they're absolutely idiots. As you can see right now, he has Michael Cornbread Allen in his corner, Ricky Rainey, and Jeff Jimmo. Right now, he has, the smorgasbords of head coaching right now, and coaches, period, cage
You're not going to find 2 better cornermen in the state.
No.
Maybe even the East Coast. I mean, that's big time. That's got to make you confident. So, Joe, we got 18-year-old Nassim Jones. We got 19-year-old William Maddox, both making their debuts. I got to tell you, I love watching main events. I love watching co-main events. I love watching the pro cards. I like seeing the guys that have been around for a while. I appreciate the skills. But I love watching 2 guys make their debut fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nassim Jones, I know he considers himself a striker, even though he wrestles for his high school out in Charlotte, which that plays into what William Maddox actually thinks is going to happen. You have to love the charismatic youth in the cage right now.
He's excited.
Oh, he's absolutely.
Yeah.
This young man weighed in 153 pounds. Also making his debut tonight, representing the dark side of MMA. Originally from Long Beach, California. Now fighting and training in Charlotte, North Carolina. Please welcome to the cage, Nassim Jones.
There's so much machismo right now. when I talked to Maddox about what he thought would happen, he thinks that Naseem was going to look to take him down. And he said that's perfectly fine with him. He's looking to actually, submit him from the back, from his back.
Interesting. This is going to be an exciting fight. And as I just mentioned, I love seeing the debut guys fight more so than even the high-level pros because you don't know what you're going to get. These guys come in here, they think they know what they're stepping into. They get hit once, and it's fight or flight. Let's see who shows up.
Naseem coming in left-handed. Up.
Nice head and arm.
In the mount position.
Ooh, watch that leg.
Up. Maddox has that hip reap looking for an ankle lock. Nice up kicks. Naseem doing a very good job of being heavy on that one leg, trying to block it as they scramble here.
Naseem not holding anything back early in this round.
Up, looking to take his back, suck in that one arm. Let's see if he can finish it here.
Naseem needs to look to get those hooks in.
Up, he's locked it up.
Riding high on that choke. There goes one hook.
That's tight.
Him over. There's
that's
two
tight.
hooks.
Now he has it. All Penn going to do. Maddox trying to use that cage to push off.
Maddox definitely fighting hands. It looks like he's got 2-on-1 on Naseem's right arm. It's going to prevent Naseem from finishing that choke. He's got his left hand locked in, not able to get the right arm secure.
Naseem's not in the saddle totally. Naseem backs up, looks to strike.
Those are heavy shots, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Right in the mount position. Maddox doing a great job of trying to roll up. Very, very square off his back. Oh, nice.
These hammer fists are hurting. There's an armbar attempt from Maddox.
That was really, really close. Both these young guys are going after it the whole time. Up, guillotine attempt by Maddox. Seems being pretty deep.
I got to look at Naseem's face from where we're sitting. He's cringing a little bit, but he's remaining calm. It doesn't look like he's freaking out or anything. He's fighting hands underneath.
Doing a great job of tucking his chin at this point right now. He may be out of danger, trying to push his hands through to get his head free. And he's free.
And he's out. Raining down strikes again. This guy has not let up any opportunity to throw a strike.
Naseem is looking to throw big. Oh, he's really, really bad right now. It's over. TKO by the young high school kid, Naseem Jones.
18 years old, coming in here, his first time in a cage, first time in the Fight Lab cage, wins by a first-round TKO. That was dangerous. This man is dangerous, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Think about the adversity that just happened just now. He was stuck deep into a guillotine position. Fought out the guillotine position. As soon as he postured up and had enough room, started raining down heavy punches.
Maddox not happy with the stoppage. He thinks it was early, but clearly we both saw him roll over and curl up in the fetal position.
I don't think that I think Maddox may be thinking that Naseem tapped in that armbar he had.
Oh.
So it might be a little controversy there. But the ref doesn't call it. You have to continue to go.
Got to keep going.
Don't
let go.
One of the dangerous things, you want to be a good competitor. You want to be a sportsman. At the same time, if they do not tap, you have to be mentally prepared to snap it. There's only 3 ways of ending a fight that way. That's tap, snap, or nap. And you have to go after it the whole time with the intentions of snapping it. And I think him holding back that little bit right there might have been the difference between him winning that fight and him getting that turnaround and getting beat by that TKO. But once again, enough about that. Naseem Jones, once again, 18 years young, just had a birthday last month, if not 2 months ago. Still a high school kid.
Yeah. If I was him, I'd wear that Fight Lab chain and buckle to school on Monday.
Absolutely. Well, he can't wear it to school. It might be considered a weapon. So he cannot do that.
Listen, the man himself is a weapon, all right? Should he not show up to school?
No, not at his school.
59 seconds? Wow. They just said.
Did you see all the action that was packed into less than 1 minute of a fight? Well, another point to be made. Both these guys are extremely young. Extremely young. I wonder how many times we're going to see either one of these guys, if not both these guys, in this cage. That in itself has me excited. Both these guys have a great, great future ahead of them. Hats off to William Maddox.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever. Make the most of your first impression. Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or layout fees, we will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
Donnelly. I'm one of the owners of Emerson Joseph. We're a high-end men's grooming lounge, and so what that means is we do salon and spa services just for men. Everything from massages to facials to kind of old school straight razor shaves. Emerson Joseph are the two middle names of my sister and I's grandfather. So really cool things about Emerson Joseph is after 4 years of being here in Charlotte, we've really kind of become part of the fabric of Charlotte, and certainly the uptown Charlotte area. You know, we provide really kind of a top-notch service and a lifestyle, and for that reason, we've really got to become friends with a lot of the thought leaders and businessmen of Charlotte and athletes here in Charlotte. So it's really become a cool business in that perspective as well.
As one of the first law practices of its kind, deeply dedicated to protecting the rights of people injured by the negligence of others, the Olive Law Firm has proudly served the Carolinas for over 50 years with excellence and integrity, providing individual, personalized attention to the specifics of each case. Our areas of practice include serious personal injury, workers' compensation, wrongful death, automobile accidents, unpaid overtime wages, brain and spinal injuries, slip and fall, truck accidents, product liability, dog bites, immigration, disability, simple divorce, and police misconduct. And there is never a charge for your initial consultation. If you or someone you love has been injured at work or in an accident, trust the Olive Law Firm, proudly serving the Carolinas since 1957.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever. Make the most of your first impression. Tri-County Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or...
Easiest way to get a hold of us. We've got a booth over here. We've got Justin Scoggins from UFC sitting with us. We've got Hector Arena from UFC also with us tonight. They're signing t-shirts over there. But just get on our website, fightdoctors.com. We'll get a hold of you and we'll get this set up for you.
Who's this ugly guy right here? This guy's ugly.
This is my partner, Dr. Ari Kramer. We're actually 10 physicians, all different specialties that can help you out.
Now, I gotta get these guys the hell out of our cage, 'cause we gotta get some fights going on. Ain't that right, Tank? Tank likes fights. Ari, I'm not even sure if you're aware of this, and for all of you fighters or who's wanting to be fighters, just so you know, in the state of North Carolina now, if you have a certain amount of TKOs, in other words, if you got your ass kicked more than 3 times, you're going to have to get some type of special medical testing. So when I say that this right here is valuable, this is valuable. And TKO doesn't necessarily mean that you got your ass kicked. I'm just joking. But if the referee steps in and stops the fight, that's a TKO. So you get 3 of those. It doesn't matter how good you are. They need this service, correct?
100%. And really, for the long-term effects of the fighters, because of injury, we're here to protect those fighters. Same as the commission. So 100% support.
Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are, like I said, they're offering a valuable service. We're glad to have them here as a sponsor. I'm going to ask you to give them a big round of applause, but I want you to take a good look at them, because until they pay me to put one of those shirts on, their ass ain't coming back up in this cage. Get the hell out. Good. FightDoctors.com, ladies and about you, Edgar?
They're bringing me back to Mexico City, so we'll see where that goes. Don't have the phone again.
No, so you're going to the fight where Cain Velasquez is defending his belt? Is that the same fight?
Yeah. I bought the last Mexico show. This is the one
Look, ladies and gentlemen, UFC fighters Hector Urbina and our own Southeastern stud, Justin Tank Scoggins. You ready for some more fight?
Let's rock and roll. We got somebody else going. DJ A-Rod on the blue side of the cage. Bring me Adam Rodriguez.
And we're back here at Fight Lab 45 in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Grady Cole Center. Coming up on our fourth fight of the evening, we got Chase Calloway versus Adam Rodriguez. Joe, tell me about these two men.
Actually, both these guys are great competitors at the 125 weight class. Chase Calloway actually fought in his last fight for the 125 title, losing to the Jabberwocky in a great fight. Both back and forth guys, back and forth. Adam Rodriguez looking to make a run at that title as well, and trying to make a stamp and make a name for himself against Chase Calloway. So I'm kind of excited. One thing that's guaranteed about the 125-pound weight class is that they're very high energy, and they don't get tired. It is like almost automatic. These guys are in great shape.
Oh, yeah, I love it. These guys are lightning bugs. They're all over the cage, and they don't get tired. Like you said, it's one of my favorite divisions to watch. There's not going to be much laying and praying. It's not going to be a lot of filling each other out. These guys got a lot of energy, and they're going to use it.
Absolutely. And on his way to the cage, Chase Calloway moving up from 125 to 135. And with a 2-1 record, that one loss being at the 125 title that he had in his last go-round. Coming out of Salvation MMA. Looking to make a bigger splash in the 135 weight class.
You ever heard this song before, Joe?
I think I might have. I mean, it sounds familiar, not 100% sure on that one.
It rings a bell. It certainly does.
Well, in talking with Chase, talking about his last fight at the 125 championship, he thought the weight cut might have been too much to do with the amateur level. It's in the state of North Carolina, you have to rehydrate, or you're not allowed to rehydrate more than 8 pounds the first day. And with him being an amateur, you weigh in the day of the fight, which can be very tough on the guys who cut a lot of weight. And Chase having a really big wrestling background is a good chance that he did cut weight to make that weight class.
We're about to find out how rehydrated he is very shortly. How about these good-looking ring girls, Joe?
I like her shoes.
They do have great shoes. She looks really smart.
Exactly. Very college educated. I bet she has a high IQ.
Absolutely. Oh my God, a girl like that
and great personality.
Yeah.
Both these guys 2-1. I like his Facebook picture as his fighter profile.
That's great. Was that a mirror selfie?
I think it was a mirror selfie.
Awesome. Wow. All right. I got to say, he's my favorite. I hate to be biased, Joe, but mirror selfies on the fight card, you can't beat that.
At all.
There's also two wins against only one loss. Representing Salvation MMA from Albemarle, North Carolina, please welcome to the cage, Chase Calloway.
Looks like Chase Calloway has got Brandon Davis over there in his corner.
Chase Calloway looks very serious in comparison to Adam Rodriguez, kind of looking just, relaxed and like this is another day at the park. 2 different intensity levels. We'll see how this goes, guys.
Chase looking to be the leaner of the 2 fighters for sure.
Chase first pull the trigger, looking big strikes, looking to swarm.
Oh, Chase has got him in trouble.
Oh, Chase took the back.
He's got that choke
sucking
locked in,
deep,
Joe.
looking to get back in the saddle.
He's got one
Adam
hook
looking
in.
to be fighting off. Did a great job of trying to fight off that rear naked.
Got both hooks in. Fought off the choke well. Looked like he had it locked in there early.
Chase Calloway came out in regular style he usually does, looking to bum rush, overwhelm very quickly, which he did. Adam Rodriguez doing a great job of keeping his composure and fighting off that rear naked, which was very, very deep.
Yeah, Chase did not waste any time going to work, and I can appreciate that, and I know the fans do too. What's Chase going to look to do from here, Joe?
He's continued to look for that rear naked choke. Now he's looking for a mount position, trying to continue to transition, which he did. Now Adam Rodriguez is trying to get off of bottom. That's a very, very bad position with somebody as nasty as Chase Calloway on top.
Very tight transition. Oh, it looks like he's going for a triangle from top right here. Is he going to roll over and pull it in?
Nope. Chase Calloway's looking to punish.
This is trouble.
But he is locked up just to punch him.
This is trouble. And he's got that triangle locked in. He's going to hold on to that ankle.
Readjusting right here.
Pulling the arm across.
Arm bar. Looking for a cricket arm bar, trying to hoist the leg over.
Oh, Rodriguez looking to step over and defend that.
Over in a position, great scramble.
Great job by Rodriguez
great
getting out of that. He was in trouble early and fought off a triangle, fought off a bad lock from top, fought off an arm bar and ends up on top. Is he in half guard? I can't really tell from where I'm sitting, Joe.
It kind of, it's open half guard. Or no, is it lockdown? It might be lockdown. The position we have right here is really, really bad. Trying to look at the cage and the camera on the cage. Yep, it's an open half guard. Looks like Calloway's looking for another arm bar, trying to position himself again.
That's deep.
And
that's deep.
That's a deep one. That's it. That was about to snap.
And he did not tap. He's complaining because he did not tap. But that's the right call by the referee.
Absolutely.
We were about to see a bone through some skin.
As flexible as you may believe your arms are, that had to be a great call. You got to think this is an amateur fight. You have to think about the fighter's safety first. This is not the end-all, be-all. You have to use this as a learning curve and continue to move forward.
Absolutely, and the fighter's got to know, hey, this is an amateur fight, just like you said. There's no money on the line here.
No, it's just pride, which Adam Rodriguez showed a great, valiant effort and showed a ton of pride there, not tapping in a really, really bad position. But Chase Calloway came in, overwhelmed, very aggressive, good transitioning, and did not stop after trying to hit that one arm bar. Had a couple failed attempts with the triangle, with the first arm bar, and then got in a little bad position in that half guard positioning. Once that he had Adam Rodriguez on top of him, trying to soften him up as he was in that half guard position. Calloway waited and sought for the right moment for Adam to rear that far hand up, and as soon as he did, hips went out, went for arm bar, locked it in, and got it tight. Was about to break. And that, you know what, the playoff, even what we saw in the last time when we're in the last fight with Naseem Jones against William Maddox. Well, William Maddox was kind of shy and did not want to fully extend or whatever may have you, but did not get the tap. And that, in this aspect, Chase Calloway was totally ready and willing to break that.
Yeah, he came to fight from the opening bell. He went to work. He was in a dominant position basically the entire fight. And he leaves with a belt buckle and a W.
What a way to bounce back, Chase Calloway, after that loss at 125. I think 135 may be it for him right now until he turns pro. It's a good weight class for him to be at.
Oh, yeah, he looks lean. He looked in shape, and he did not look tired. He came out, went to work quick. Up next, Joe, we got our first female fight of the evening.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really, really good fight.
We got Tiffany Lee versus Caroline Cornell. You know anything about these girls, Joe?
Absolutely. Tiffany Lee, also known as Pikachu.
Pikachu, what a great nickname.
That is one of the most unique names I've seen. She comes down from Modern Warrior, also training down there where the main event of tonight, Keith Richardson is fighting from. She's been training for 2 years. She considers herself to be a grappler. Down in Modern Warrior, they take a lot of pride in their no-gi grappling system. And when I spoke to her about what she thought about her partner, she said that she thought her opponent was she's a stand-up fighter, as a southpaw, fights from Virginia, comes from a really good camp, same camp as a contender for a title is tonight, and she sees herself winning by first-round knockout.
Wow, that's a bold statement, Joe.
She is super, super confident. But as we come in, Carolina Cornell. One thing that Fight Life is known for when it female fights is action-packed. The matchmaker does a great job of matching up these ladies that will bring heat the whole time.
Here comes the very confident out-of-towner predicting a first-round knockout. Caroline Cornell making her way to the ring now. Joe, female MMA trips me out. I love watching female fights in person. I love the diversity of it, but I love how the crowd reacts. Every fight I've ever seen, when it starts out, everybody goes dead silent. Everybody's just like, oh, my gosh, what am I seeing? This is awesome.
They're waiting on. They don't know what to cheer or to cringe or whatever. But Caroline Cornell, this song matches her personality. When I had a chance to sit down and talk to her, she was very methodical and just kind of just even. Is
this Evanescence? Is that
Evanescence?
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Which obviously is a great choice of music, period. But she comes from Tech MMA, which comes out of Christiansburg, Virginia. She has been training for 2 years. She considers herself to be a stand-up fighter, predominantly kickboxing background. And I asked her, what does she know about her opponent? She says we're about the same size. She doesn't really care to go into the logistics of finding out what they do, where they're from. All she knows is that they're in the same size, same weight class, and how they look right before the fight.
She dug deep for that comment.
Oh, absolutely. The wheels were turning the whole time I was talking to her.
This girl is calm and confident, like you said, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And is in great shape.
Yeah, yes, she is.
I asked her, how does she predict this fight ending up? She said she's not a fortune teller. She cannot predict the future. All she can promise is it's going to be a really high-energy fight.
That girl is lean.
Absolutely.
She is in shape. Wow.
She has an 0-1 record, by the way, so she's looking to turn that 0 into a 1 and go 500 right here. But we have Tiffany Pikachu Lee coming to the ring, to the cage right now. Once again, trained out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Modern Warrior. Very, very confident young lady. I was talking to her, and she had her corner in the background, right next to her. And as I was asking her the questions, they were ad-libbing. Like, what do you know about your opponent? Her teammate Erica Scarici told me, "Oh, she's nothing. We're gonna hammer her out." Blah blah blah. You know, Tiffany with a smile on her face said, "You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do something like that, but we're gonna have a good fight." So humble, so nice. Even though the people around her were just egging it on and trying to feed into the fire, just smile and kind of, brush it off and say, it's going to be a great fight.
You got to love that. I love humility in any area of life, whether it's the athletic realm or just wherever. That's something that can definitely be appreciated. And like you said, this is about to be a brawl.
Absolutely.
I can feel it. I can feel it in the air. It's about to be a fight.
Tiffany comes looking for a brawl. Even though she considers herself a grappler, she really goes after it and looks for a great, great fight.
She comes to us from Christiansburg, Virginia.
Now, normally,
All right, ladies, we went over the rule. Commands at all time. Protect your spots at all time. Touch gloves when you use your sword.
All right, ready for some fireworks here.
Now, normally Tiffany Lee would have all-star coach and fighter Keith Richardson in her corner, but tonight Keith is competing in the main event, Joe. But having Patrick Sweet is no letdown, that's for sure.
Not at all, not at all. It's a very tight-knit group down there at Modern Warrior.
Caroline coming out in southpaw, like you mentioned. Very tight defense. Both girls have their hands up, filling each other out right now at the center of the ring.
Absolutely. Playing mind games before they actually go in, trying to see where they're at. Both trying to throw a good punch. One thing I want to point out, I spoke to Caroline Cornell, actually is 0-1. In the state of Virginia, they are not sanctioned, so any fights that you have in the state of Virginia are not sanctioned or recorded on the national database. So she comes out as a debuter.
Ooh. They're a little behind the times there in Virginia.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little dangerous to do so up there. But, they have some great fighters out of that state. So, the Joe Rays of the world that don't get the look that they would usually get.
What's that guy's nickname?
Ruthless.
Ruthless Joe Ray. That's right. Okay, I knew he had a good one.
Absolutely. Pikachu doing a good job of catching that leg up. But Caroline doing a great job of pushing that off and keeping her distance, looking to strike. Caroline doing a great job of catching that jab and responding back with an attack. One thing, it seems Caroline is very, very methodical.
Both fighters look very calm. Everybody in control.
Oh,
Pikachu
nice,
coming over the top with a nice
shot
overhand.
Lee.
Looks like she's got a little swelling or something going on in that right eye.
Right on the outside of it. Seeing a lot of movement, a lot of lateral movement from both these young ladies.
Both fighters staying in the pocket. No big shots landed or anything yet, but they're standing in the center of the ring. They're trying to exchange.
Absolutely, everything is coming in combinations. Not much of one strike here, one strike there. Everything has a follow-up strike. So,
Joe, are you surprised Pikachu hasn't gone for any more takedowns?
Not. I think she's just trying to feel her out just as of right now. I think Pikachu is very, very confident in her striking, so she's willing to test herself and trying to push forward. She's continuously trying to evolve as a fighter.
Cornell's having some luck with those inside and outside leg kicks. She's landed a number of them right there in a row. There's another one.
Oh, nice
right
overhand.
hand.
Pikachu's trying to go in and out, strikes in and getting out. 10 seconds left. First round's been back and forth the whole way. Corey,
that's tough to score, Joe. I don't know who won that.
That's exactly why I'm spinning that one to you, Corey. How would you score that round, buddy?
I really don't know. I don't know. Tiffany, the inside of Tiffany's legs beat up. Caroline's legs beat up. Tiffany's got a little spot on her eye. That's about as even as a round as you're ever going to see in a fight. I don't know.
It's definitely a tough one. It was both of them not landing anything big, but peppering back and forth, staying good movement, staying active the whole time, staying in the pocket, not really going out. Good head movement, good body movement, trying to stay elusive and still get their strikes off at the same time.
On paper, before the fight, I think you said that Caroline was supposed to be the better striker. Tiffany held her own in that round just fine. That's got to give her confidence, knowing that her skill set is mainly grappling. I'm looking for Tiffany to come out this round, throw a few strikes, and go for a takedown.
Is it cold?
I don't know. Be honest with you, I think with Tiffany might feel that she's actually on the winning side of these strikes. She might try to keep it standing for a little while. I think that Caroline's going to have to make her a believer that she is the better striker to make Tiffany go for a takedown at this point.
Looking for a single leg, doesn't get it.
And there you go, proving me a liar.
Yeah, good takedown defense by Cornell. let's see if that's the game plan for Tiffany to come out in the second round and go for a takedown. See if she does it again. There's definitely some blood coming out of Tiffany's nose now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that blood's coming.
Cornell seems to be chipping away the whole time. Not landing anything big. I don't know if that was a takedown, if that was a trip. There's a lot of blood coming down out of Pikachu's nose at this point. Nice front kick by Cornell.
Nice push kick there.
Looking for the front kick again, trying to keep her distance away. Tiffany needs to really commit on that jab to make it effective. Cornell's not even moving anytime that jab is thrown. She's looking all the way down and trying to fire back off of it.
For two amateur fighters that don't have a lot of experience, this has been a very crisp fight in terms of how technical both girls have been. Neither one of them
nice overhand right. The only time another overhand right.
Nice.
And another.
Caroline's throwing that left inside leg kick a lot. I'd love to see Tiffany realize that and step in hard with the right hand.
Absolutely,
Caroline's
check
throwing
that.
them a lot.
Even though she's chipping away once again at those kicks, I just don't know if they're big enough to actually land any significant damage in these short rounds. Once again, blood flying. That right hand, that heavy right hand that Pikachu has, she's looking to land it and end this fight immediately. But Cornell doing a great job of trying to stay at distance. But
she's throwing that right hand. She times it right. She might land something big.
A lot of movement, a lot of circling. Oh, another overhand right.
Caroline's got to be a little frustrated here, thinking she was coming in as the better striker. And even though she's done some damage to Tiffany's face, Caroline's the one landing the shots right now. Or excuse me, Tiffany's the one landing the shots to the face right now.
Absolutely. Tiffany's hitting her with everything that you try to hit the southpaw with a straight right and a hook. That's all she's landing. That's why the jab isn't being that effective for her. Ten seconds into the round. Tiffany's sitting really hard on that right hand.
I'm interested to know how the judges will score that round.
Absolutely.
Tiffany, in my opinion, got the better of the shots, but her face is damaged. If you're going off of damage,
she came. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think she came into the second round with her nose starting bloody up a little bit, and just a couple pops in the nose caused it to progress a little bit more. When it comes to striking in that round, Tiffany, I believe, really walked away with it. Those chips at the leg, they count for something, but at the same time, none of it was effective. Those right hands that Pikachu was throwing were very, very hard. I mean, to the point where it stumbled her. She stopped in her place and was a little hesitant about coming forward.
Neither one of these fighters look gassed. They still got some fuel left in the tank. Should be a big third round right here.
Tiffany once again ready to start this round off. Here we go. Once again, these ladies are actually going after it the whole time. Pikachu trying to get the crowd pumped up into this.
Taking the center of the ring, center of the cage, excuse me.
Being super aggressive there is Tiffany Lee. A trading.
An action-packed round. Both these girls know that they have a shot to win it right here if they win this last round. The first round was up for grabs. I have no clue who got it. As you said, Tiffany won the second round. This third round could decide the fight, Joe.
Absolutely. Once again, Tiffany's being the aggressor, and Caroline Cornell is being methodical, not really pressing, more staying and out, being a very defensive striker. But every time that she actually has been the aggressor, she's been checked really quick with her right hand.
Caroline is very clearly going in and trying to get a clinch. She's tried to do it 3 times already in this round. I'm going to be interested to see if she keeps doing it or gives up on it because she's been unsuccessful so far.
Nice up and down there. Going back and forth. Oof. Nice overhand right. Cornell seems to be slowing down. She is nowhere near as sharp as she
Going
was
for that
last
clinch
round.
again. There it is. That must have been the game plan coming out in the third round. Just got
Lee's doing a great job keeping this thing standing up. Once again, surprisingly, that's where she wants to be at right now. Even though she considers herself a grappler, she's been showing great signs of striking today. Another back and forth start to this round, going back and forth. This
Now,
is going to be another hard one.
Caroline's having some success when she switched to the orthodox stance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's starting to land a few shots now.
But she's been backpedaling the whole time. If you talk ring generalship, you have to give that one to Tiffany Lee. She has been controlling the pace and the space of this whole match.
Yes, she has.
All 3 rounds, she has been the aggressor. She has been pressing. She has been pushing.
And you can tell Caroline's clearly frustrated at this point.
Absolutely, because all that technique that she had is kind of went out the window in this round. Double posting both arms, trying to protect herself from strike at the same time. Not very effective. Tiffany Lee does look like she's on the worst end of that beating, but it's just because of the blood she has coming from her nose. She's not cut anywhere else besides that little mouth on the outside of her right hand. And finally, a takedown. And both stop right on the buzzer mid-swing. You gotta love stuff like that. This is one reason why they love the fights, the women fights in the cage. Man, I don't know who I'd give this fight to. That's really hard. I really hate to be a judge right now.
It's definitely going to be tough, you know. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, sometimes you'll look at a decision and these judges, they'll go off of the scoring with the rounds. Sometimes they go off of damage. You don't know what you're going to get.
No.
And after seeing one split decision earlier that I didn't think was going to be a split decision, there's no telling what kind of judgment we're about to get on this scorecard.
This is going to be another tough one. I don't know. You go ring generalship. Tiffany Lee pushed and held the center of that cage majority of the time. Cornell did a great job of being elusive, leaning in, leaning out, being counteractive, being defensive, which being defensive is effective, but it does not really show on the scorecard for a lot of judges. They don't like the way that looks. It doesn't make for an exciting fight. It doesn't look like you're being the aggressor. And if you look on the inside of her knees right now, they are so red.
They are. That's got to be tough watching.
And we have the self-proclaimed kickboxer against the self-proclaimed grappler. Both of them came out, showed some great skill standing up. And we'll see how the judges scored this bout. Once again, that cage generalship, holding the center of that cage and making the other girl walk around and move around, that matters a lot. Once again, like I said before, being a defensive fighter is effective. At the same time, it does not look good in the judge's eyes.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back soon here in Charlotte at Fight Lab 45 at the Grady Cole Center.
without fees. We will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
Hi, I'm Stacey Donnelly. I'm one of the owners of Emerson Joseph. We're a high-end men's grooming lounge. And so what that means is we do salon and spa services just for men. Everything from massages to facials to kind of old school straight razor shaves. Emerson Joseph are the two middle names of my sister and I's grandfather. So really cool things about Emerson Joseph is after 4 years of being here in Charlotte, we've really kind of become part of the fabric of Charlotte, and certainly the uptown Charlotte area. You know, we provide really kind of a top-notch service and a lifestyle, and for that reason, we've really got to become friends with a lot of the thought leaders and businessmen of Charlotte and athletes here in Charlotte. So it's really become a cool business in that perspective as well.
As one of the first law practices of its kind, deeply dedicated to protecting the rights of people injured by the negligence of others, the Olive Law Firm has proudly served the Carolinas for over 50 years with excellence and integrity, providing individual, personalized attention to the specifics of each case. Our areas of practice include serious personal injury, workers' compensation, wrongful death, automobile accidents, unpaid overtime wages, brain and spinal injuries, slip and fall, truck accidents, product liability, dog bites, immigration, disability, simple divorce, and
obviously the co-owner of our gym is an MMA fighter, and you know, he brought me into MMA, telling me I would love it, and I did. I fell in love with it, and the fan base and the camaraderie that comes with it. It's just like the Army. I just kind of found a home in it.
Well, you have got some of the best people to train with. One of them being Keith the Rockstar Richardson, who's the main event tonight. Just saying. But what has he done for you to really just pump you up for fights and really give you that drive and that determination?
You know, it's really the belief that he has in me, you know, and every single day, you know, working with me. He pushes me, trust me, like no other in the gym. But, you know, it's hard, you know, that I see in him, and it kind of pushes it off on me. I think it pushes it off on a lot of our gym members. It's almost like an inspiration to us all, you know.
Absolutely. No, he's an amazing guy. You know, inside the cage, phenomenal fighter. Outside of the cage, just a great person all around. Yeah. So my last question for you is this. Other women that are wanting to get into the sport of MMA, what advice do you give them that are just starting out and that really have that love but just are a little scared? What would you tell them?
Just do it. Get out there and do it. You know, my main thing I tell a lot of the females in our MMA gym is that believe in yourself. You're stronger than what you think you are.
Absolutely. Women are strong. Hear us roar and hear us kick your ass, right? Well, congratulations tonight, and we can't wait to see you back.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the black trunks trimmed in white and silver. Standing 5 foot 10 inches tall, this young man weighed in at 145 pounds. His record, 2 wins against 2 losses. Representing Team Rock out of Fayetteville. From Fayetteville, North Carolina, please welcome to the cage, Josh, the Steed, Steedley.
The Steed! I like that. I like that nickname.
His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 foot 7, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He is undefeated in the cage at 1-0. Representing Boondock MMA and Hugo Carrica from Boone, North Carolina. Please welcome to the cage, Brian Rackaron Davis. Your referee is Wayne Spinola.
And here we are back cage side. Myself, Joe Pacheco, Corey Van Aken to my right side. About to start this great match between Josh Steedley, 2-2, and Brian Davis, 1-0. Davis in the black shorts with the spider webs on them. And Steedley with the compression shorts on. Both will come out banging. Steedley from Team ROC, a great camp. A bunch of talented fighters out that way. Good grappling, good arm combative skills out there. Stevie with the bum rush cage.
Don't know much about this guy at a Team Boondock coming out of the mountains in Boone. He's in control right now. He's got an underhook on that left side, looking for a takedown, looking for a trip right there. He gets it, comes out on top, hips high.
Takes the back in the saddle,
both hooks
rear naked.
Both hooks in early.
There's not much you really can know with this kid. He's 1-0 right now, still undefeated. But Josh Steedley doing a great job of keeping those hands away from his neck. Hand fighting, keeping it around his waist.
Both fighters remaining calm. The guy in the bad position is not freaking out. The guy who's got the back is taking his time. He's not rushing, not wearing himself out. He's only got one hook in now. He's looking to get that other one back in. He's riding pretty high.
Really surprised here there's not more striking going on from this positioning right here from Brian Davis.
Ooh.
But once again,
double underhooks up against the cage. Excuse me.
Great defense from Josh Steedley, getting from that bad positioning, getting back to his feet with his back against the cage, looking for that over-under position, trying to pummel his way back in or get his back against or from off the cage.
Josh is going to look to take that left underhook he's gotten, to jack it up high and to turn to his left to get off the cage. Brian Davis doing a good job keeping control in that over-under position.
Keeping a great job his head position. Seeing that right at the jawline, or was underneath the jawline.
Oh, yeah.
Right underneath the chin, keeping him from coming down and trying to get his center of gravity low.
Got Josh's underhook locked down over top of his overhook. These guys going all the way across the ring here. Little dirty boxing inside by Brian.
And good work to the Cage Monkeys here at Fight Lab for making sure the cage is nice and safe. So that was a really, really strong push into the cage.
Looks like Brian got a little out of control there, going for a takedown, loses position, ends up on his back. Let's see what Josh can do from top here, Joe.
Absolutely, Josh Steely staying well composed, not really giving up any big positionings. And back up to his feet again. Oh, that was almost a suicide toss right there.
Ooh, that may have cost him the round, trying to go for that lat drop. Ends up being mounted.
That lat drop was very, very bad positioning. He had double unders. It's so usually when you go for a lat drop, you want, double overs, having it very tight against the body. The moment you have that space is when they go and when they are able to bail their hips out and land on top like they just did. Not a very smart decision.
I gotta give that first round to Brian Davis just based off the cage control. He had Josh's back to the cage most of the time, working that over-under position. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree with you. Couldn't agree with any more. That cage control was very, very good. Even though Steely was able to get from out of bad positions every time, that doesn't speak anything badly against Brian Davis, who's doing a great job.
Second down fight is up, ready for round number 2.
Some bruising under the eye of Josh, under that left eye. Brian did a little damage that first round. Brian coming out in southpaw stance.
But
Josh orthodox.
Brian, if you notice, Brian's mouth is kind of gaped open. Both guys are kind of gaped open.
Getting tired in there, Joe.
Absolutely. Steve looks to be in better shape right there. Oh, wow. Strong and explosive movement by Brian Davis. Kind of ducked underneath. Looks to have a rear naked right here. Oh, nice, nice transition.
Nice, ends up on top. I'd like to see Brian slow things down a little. It was definitely a nice takedown right there. It wasn't anything technical. It was just a lot of brute strength. But he's been in dominant positions a lot in this fight. And if he could work to be a little more technical, I think, he ends up on top instead of his back in that little scramble.
Absolutely. We got to remember this guy's 1-0. He hadn't had a lot of cage experience. So he's doing a really, really good job against a very dangerous Josh Steedley.
Definitely an athletic guy. He's showing it with the way he's moving around. Just needs to slow it down a little bit, tighten everything up. Josh remaining calm from top position, throwing shots to the body, working in Brian's open guard here. Not really looking to pass.
No, just looking to soften him up, I believe. Looking to try and maybe do a big movement to try and get a dominant position, even more so than where he already is. I'm not sure that Brian Davis's ground game is really that advanced, considering that his open guard game is him basically just having his knees against the other guy's chest, not doing a lot off his back, not trying to create angles, just basically holding him on top of him.
Looking to see Josh make a move here. He's sitting in that open guard a lot. It looks like he's trying to...
The one thing you can't deny is that Brian Davis is a phenomenal athlete.
He is, absolutely. You can see that very clearly.
But Josh Steely doing a great job of continuing to try and pressure and continue to be in better positioning.
Josh has got to be confident over there on top of Brian, close to his corner.
Josh doing a great job of controlling here. Even though he's inside of Davis's guard, I would still have to say that Josh is in a better position right here because Davis is not doing anything off his back at this time besides holding on to that overhook as the referee sees that and stands them both back up.
Interesting. Josh had plenty of chances to try and pass there, and he did a couple times, but he was really kind of just sitting in that open guard of Brian. Brian locking up again. He's going to try and use another brute force takedown right here. There's the 10-second mark.
Unfortunately, Brian Davis does not look very polished as a fighter or a mixed martial artist. He's relying a lot on athleticism, which sometimes is not a bad thing. But as you move up in the rankings, you have to continue to evolve.
You can only get so far being just an athlete walking into the cage.
Absolutely. He looks very, very raw in this fight. But on the hindsight, Josh Steedley, who was more veteran and more experienced than Brian Davis, is not really doing a lot of damage. He's doing just barely what he has to do to try to be in control of this fight. Haven't seen anything big coming out of him. He hasn't went for any big submissions or any hard punches or anything like that. I would like to see him turn it up in this third round.
You give that round to Josh.
Absolutely.
This next round's up for grabs. Whoever wins this round wins the fight if it goes to a decision.
I would say right now that Brian Davis has to push this last round if he hopes to win.
If I was in Brian's corner, I'd tell him to do the same thing he did the first round. Take the fight to the cage, put Josh's back on the cage, hold position, and look for a takedown.
Absolutely. It's the only way he's going to be able to win this because he's just brawling right now.
He is. I appreciate the effort.
I'm starting to believe that Brian Davis is right-handed. Notice that even though he stands unorthodox, he has yet to throw anything really any importance with that left hand.
Interesting. Keep an eye out for it now. Doesn't look to be shooting for any takedowns. At this point, you got to think that's his best shot at winning this round right here. What are you doing if you're Josh in this last round? How are you trying to close out this fight and get the W?
He's doing a great job of actually just picking him apart. That big swing is all he was waiting for, and a big takedown. This right here may be a last-ditch effort for Brian Davis to win this fight.
He's riding very high again. I can't tell if he's got a hook in or not, and he does not.
No hook. No hook. Didn't even look for a hook at this point.
And this is another area of the fight where we see the inexperience of Brian Davis and the fact he's trying to be a little more of an athlete than a fighter right now. Josh is not in a great spot right here, but he's remaining calm, and I have a feeling he's going to pop his head out of there sooner or later.
Absolutely.
Back on their feet.
And here we go, back to the feet. We'll see if Steedley actually goes for another big shot or keep him at range to continue to pick him apart. Once again, Brian Davis looking for that right hand, that jab. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that Brian Davis does have a wrestling background. If you look at every time that finally threw something with his left hand. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do it again, son. He's got to have some type of wrestling background, like you just say. Yeah, there you
Absolutely.
See that nice little.
He goes for a duck under every time. It's when he tries to swoop underneath that opposite side hand and come out to the side and look for a takedown.
Over under position right here. Brian's going to look to jack up that right underhook, spin off the cage. A little dirty boxing inside. One of these fighters has to make a push, and they got to make it right now because this round's about even. And whoever wins it's going to win the fight. We need to see a push out of one of them, something decisive, or else we're going to see another split decision.
Steedley's doing a great job of controlling this round right now.
Yep.
Even though he was taken down with that big slam, he was still able to control the majority of this round. Doing a good job of trying to stay a little active, chipping away the whole time.
So Steedley ends the round by having Brian Davis pushed up against the cage. Brian got a takedown early in the round, threatened with a choke from the back mount. Who do you give this fight to, Joe? This is really tough to score, and the last round's tough to score.
It really is. If you want to talk about consistency and actually, being the better fighter and being more aggressive and trying to pick your points and cage generalship, and you talk about aggression, space, Josh Steedley absolutely dominated this fight if you look at just raw numbers. Yes, Brian Davis did have a couple great takedowns, went in, but that's really all he did. He sat back, looked for the takedowns, and just hoped that he can out-muscle or just out-brute Steedley in this fight.
I got to say, I'm excited to watch Brian in the future as he practices a little more. He's definitely got potential. The guy's a great athlete, as you've mentioned multiple times during this fight tonight. Just needs to brush up on his technical grappling and technical striking. And, you can see a really good fighter come out of that guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right now, it almost speaks words onto their camps. Josh Steedley, once again, comes from Team ROC Fayetteville, which they have a lot of great fighters there. And that comes with those great fighters comes a lot of experience. Unfortunately, I think Boondock MMA does not have that experienced fighter or those experienced fighters to share their wealth of knowledge with the younger guys, such as Brian Davis, to help them become better fighters faster than they would be on their own.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. We have a split decision. Judge number one scores his bout. 29-28, Davis. Judge number two scores it 29-28, Steedley. Judge number three scores it 29-28. Your winner by split decision, fighting out of the blue side, just Steedley.
Great sign of respect right there from Brian Davis, that bow. The young man has a bright future, just has a lot of learning to do to be a dominant force right now in mixed martial arts.
That's a tough fight for that kid. Inexperienced, going up against a guy who trains with a great team. He did a good job. He just needs to polish up.
Absolutely. Only time inside the gym and time on the mat, time inside the cage will do that.
So we're about to take another commercial break. We'll be back here at Fight Lab 45 in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Grady Cole Center here soon. I think they said there's going to be an announcer change.
Misconduct. And there is never a charge for your initial consultation. If you or someone you love has been injured at work or in an accident, trust the Olive Law Firm, proudly serving the Carolinas since 1957.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever. Make the most of your first impression. Tri-County Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or layout fees, we will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
I'm one of the owners of Emerson Joseph. We're a high-end men's grooming lounge. And so what that means is we do salon and spa services just for men. Everything from massages to facials to kind of old school straight razor shaves. Emerson Joseph are the two middle names of my sister and I's grandfather. So it comes really cool things about Emerson Joseph is after 4 years of being here in Charlotte, we've really kind of become part of the fabric of Charlotte, and certainly the uptown Charlotte area. We provide really kind of a top-notch service and a lifestyle, and for that reason, we've really got to become friends with a lot of the thought leaders and businessmen of Charlotte and athletes here in Charlotte. So it's really become a cool business in that perspective as well.
As one of the first law practices of its kind, deeply dedicated to protecting the rights of people injured by the negligence of others, The Olive Law Firm has proudly served the Carolinas for over 50 years with excellence and integrity, providing individual, personalized attention to the specifics of each case. Our areas of practice include serious personal injury, workers' compensation, wrongful death, automobile accidents, unpaid overtime wages, brain and spinal injuries, slip and fall, truck accidents, product liability, dog bites, immigration, disability, simple divorce, and police misconduct.
Welcome back to Fight Lab 45. I'm Jeremiah Brown. I'm Joe Pacheco sitting back here at the 6-year anniversary of Fight Lab. And right now we have Shantae Barnes from Triple G Outreach coming into the cage. Shantae has a striker boxing background, and with that background, especially with Triple G, they have a really, really consistent output of strikers out up there in the mountain area. They do a really good job of continuing to try and build the strikers that they do have into very well-rounded MMA fighters. And I'm kind of excited. Anytime you hear that name Triple G, piggybacked with a fighter, you know there's going to be sparks flying. Shantae Sparks is actually 1-1 as a mixed martial artist, looking to improve his record to 2-1 today.
On the red side of the cage, DJ A-Rod, bring me Shantae Barnes.
Excuse me, that was Ernest Robinson. I totally apologize. Got that totally mixed up there, guys. Ernest Robinson is actually has a pro wrestling background, and he's in the cage as of right now. Now coming to the cage, Shantae Shine Barnes, come from Triple G Outreach. Like I said before when I got it mixed up, is a striker. Both of these guys look like they're in incredible shape. Both of them, from what I saw in the back room with them warming up, they seem to be incredibly gifted athletes.
I can't hear anything, man. I can't hear anything.
Ernest Robinson, who's in that cage currently right now, awaiting Shantae Barnes to actually walk into the cage. His 37-year-old male. It was 0-1 record, standing at 5'10" out of South Carolina. His last fight he had was a Conflict MMA last year, losing in that one to a rear naked submission in the 3rd round. So it's his first time back in the cage in almost 6 months. Really excited to see what he'll bring into this cage tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the maroon trunks trimmed in black. This young man stands 5'10" inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. He is 0-1 in the cage, representing Revolution MMA out of Greenville, South Carolina. Please welcome to the cage,
Ernest Robinson coming from Revolution MMA down there in South Carolina with the likes of Sarah McMahon.
Standing 5'11", he weighed in 170 pounds. He is 1-1 in the cage, representing Triple G Outreach from Asheville, North Carolina. Please welcome Shantae Shine Barnes. The referee is Mr. Larry.
Even though Shantae Shine Barnes has has a typical what you would see in a striker. He's actually won his fight by submission. So not only is this guy a talented striker, he's well-rounded in the ground game as well.
He seems to have a noticeable size difference as far as height. I would kind of like to see him stay on the outside and just pick him apart.
Oh, absolutely. Just what I just saw right there, Ernest doesn't look too comfortable standing up and striking just yet. Really, really off balance every time he throws something.
Yeah, that back foot is definitely off the ground, getting power into it.
And Shantae's doing a great job of just peppering him with that right jab. Ernest Robinson looking for a takedown. Great attempt. Once again, the guys down at Revolution are really, really known for their wrestling and their jiu-jitsu. So it's no surprise that he's looking for that takedown. But Sean did a great job of reversing that and getting back to his feet. Sean actually has his back against his Ernest tries to push him against. Once again, trying to look for a takedown, trying to snake that leg for a single leg.
Now, how should Jonte be trying to maneuver out of this?
Oh, he would have to. Trying to elevate that far side underhook, trying to get his hips back square. Nice knee by Ernest. Back away. Both these gentlemen are both southpaw, so they're both in an unorthodox style of striking.
Oh! Right on the button.
And Shantae Shine Barnes with a nasty, nasty knockout.
Yeah,
I was just about to comment saying that even though both these guys looked to be left-handed, that Ernest Robinson looked to be more of a wrestler. He didn't look like he was totally comfortable striking from that position. Looked like he was more comfortable grappling.
Yeah,
Shine looked like he was totally comfortable throwing that right hand and then bow, clean him right before I had a chance to say it.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was trying to go in for a takedown and not really used to the stand-up game. Because every time he stood back, his hands were down, and he just came right over the top with it.
That was a nasty, nasty hit. One of those punches, as soon as that button is hit, everything shuts down. And you see Cody Wilson in there with Ernest Robinson. Wow. What a great, great stop right there. Ferocious knockout.
Now, under the North Carolina Boxing Commission, once you're knocked out, is there a mandatory suspension?
Absolutely, 60 days from the night you were knocked out. And that was a nasty, nasty knockout.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 11 seconds into the first round.
As he walks out with a saying on the back of his shirt, safety first. Shantae Shine Barnes with a nasty, nasty knockout over Ernest Robinson, moving his amateur record up to 2-1. From Asheville, North Carolina, representing Triple G Outreach. And next, if I'm not mistaken, we do have a jiu-jitsu match coming up. Another grappling match between highly, highly decorated Joseph El Dingo Loco Carroll, newly black belt, against Joe Selecki, which Joe Selecki in himself has been on a tear here this last year or two.
Let's go to commercial break.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever. Make the most of your first impression. Tri-County Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or layout fees, we will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
Hungry and just looking for old-fashioned diner food? Then come to Maddie's Diner. Maddie's Diner is a neighborhood diner that transports you back in time so you can enjoy remembering the way things used to be. Located at the NC Music Factory, this fully restored 1950s diner was literally relocated from New Jersey and serves some of the best food in town. Our menu includes breakfast that is served all day, burgers, sandwiches, and dinner entrees. Don't leave without tasting our homemade desserts or one of our milkshakes, the best in Charlotte. Our motto is good food with attitude. So no matter if you come early or late night, at Maddie's Diner, you're always family.
Or in an accident, trust the Olive Law Firm, proudly serving the Carolinas since 1957.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever.
And right now we have a grappling match coming up next. If I'm not mistaken, we have Joseph El Dingo Loco Carroll coming against Joe Selecki tonight in a high-level grappling match.
Yeah, this will be a good high-level grappling match between both these competitors.
Absolutely. Both of these guys are both gunslingers. They're not afraid to go for a submission attempt at all.
Now, do you think coming into this that Joseph Carroll comes in with the advantage over Selecki with having his MMA background?
And this is Joe Selecki coming into the cage right now. High level brown belt. Has been on a tear through these last year or so in his competitions.
Selecki is representing Sarah BJJ from the Myrtle Beach area.
Yep, yes he is. Bunch of high level guys down there as well as jiu-jitsu, either jiu-jitsu practitioners or MMA fighters.
Can't hear you.
And on his way, making a return back to the cage, is Joey El Dingo Loco Carroll. After retiring from being a mixed martial artist, he has spent his time on the jiu-jitsu match, earning his black belt. That young man is a true competitor of all forms of fashions, and is definitely going to make this an exciting bout.
Your referee is Mr. Wayne Spinola.
All right, Jeremy, I'm going to let you go ahead and take off with this.
All right. It's like he's trying to reach in for collar control.
Surprised me a little bit when Selecki came out that he was holding on to his own lapel to make sure that Joey wouldn't actually grab it. Selecki looked to be untucking the lapel.
Oh, excellent triangle attempt. Good jumping triangle by Sadecki.
Carroll has that arm out, looking to get back center.
Now Carroll's doing a really good job of keeping him pressed up against cage, not allowing him to turn his hips over for that the arm bar or the triangle. Sadecki is showing some excellent wrist control. Good sweep.
Selecki is really, really versatile. Actually getting the side control after fighting Carroll's feet away.
Joey really needs to get off the flat of his back and really get on a hip, start some maneuvering. Selecki's just walking around, able to pin that arm up. Selecki's got that far side arm pinned.
And Selecki swings around, take the back.
It's an excellent transition. Seems like Sadecki's trying to search in there for that bow and arrow choke.
Selecki's doing a great job of continuing to feed and trying to fight for that submission, as well as Carroll's doing a great job of fighting off that leg and that bow and arrow choke.
And Carroll's got to hit something explosive right here to power through this. Sadecki's just trying to reach over for that collar. I can't tell if he's got it.
Joey Carroll looking like he almost wants to turn back in, but that fact that Selecki has that collar in as deep as he does, keeping him from trying to get back into his guard.
I was like, so Dace got that. That was a nasty collar.
Great transitioning. Great transitioning.
Excellent match between both competitors. Joseph El Dingo Loco, Joe Selecki.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes, 4 seconds into the first round. Your winner, Joe Selecki.
Congratulations to Joe Selecki on an impressive win over Joseph Carroll.
It was, absolutely was. The transition that Joe Selecki has, almost how seamless it was. There was no hesitation. He knew exactly what he wanted to go for and went for it every time. His execution was just pinpoint. There was no wait. It was all go, 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 go. No wasted movement, and you love to see that in a great jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah, I think Fight Lab's done an excellent job making excellent matchups, not only with the MMA fights, but also the jiu-jitsu fights and the quality of jiu-jitsu fighters that come into this cage.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're taping the NCAA March Madness, you might want to close your ears. We have a lot of people ask us what's going on. First fight on the right, Wisconsin 85, Arizona 78. DJ A-Rod on the blue side of the cage, bringing Israel Mendoza.
All right. Getting back to the MMA action here at Fight Lab 45. Coming on your way to the cage is Israel, the Anvil Mendoza, fighting from NC United Martial Arts out of Gastonia, North Carolina.
Now Mendoza is coming off a win from his last MMA fight with back in March of 2014. So it's been a minute to this is his last fight. I'd like to see what kind of game plan he's put together for this one.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's only been fighting for about a year and a half, so taking that break and mean that he was developing his skills, honing his crafts. And with the camp that he comes from, that's definitely the case. Israel started out as a very, very overweight young gentleman, and mixed martial arts saved his life. He shedded so many pounds to get where he's at now. He looks like a totally different dude. It is just amazing to see just how MMA transitions people and moves them forward in their advancement in life, just outside the cage, even more so. There's so many moving parts in the mixed martial artist.
I absolutely agree with that. And the sport has something for everybody that's willing to take the time and invest into it. Whether you're old, young, want to fight, or just want to train, there really is something and somebody for everybody.
Absolutely.
Mendoza looking ready.
And DJ A-Rod on the red side, bringing Eric Martinez.
Making his way to the cage now is Eric Martinez.
On his way to the cage is Eric Martinez, an 0-2 fighter, fighting out of the dark side of MMA. Eric has fought his last 2 times inside the Fight Lab cage, going all the way in both endeavors, not finishing a fight at all, losing in a unanimous decision each time. That does not discredit what type of fights they were. Every time he steps into the cage, it's been a battle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Eric Martinez has been training for about just a little over a year now. A wrestling background down in Florida. When I asked him what he thought about his opponent tonight, he didn't have a lot of nice things to say, to be honest with you. He honestly said, "I think my opponent stinks."
That's not very nice. Well, we're going to see tonight whether his opponent actually does stink or not.
Absolutely, absolutely. When I asked him if he had any predictions on how the fight was going to be, he immediately said, "I'm going to dominate him."
Well, let's put the money where the mouth is.
Oh, absolutely.
Where the mouth is.
Absolutely. But one thing about Eric Martinez, he shows up and he tries to put on the best show he possibly can every time he gets out there. So I'm definitely excited to see what will happen now.
I definitely think that fighters that come out here and they try to put on a good show, they try to fight the hardest, that's what the fans want to see, and that's why Fight Lab is one of the most successful organizations in this part of the country.
Absolutely. 6 years strong, guys. 6 years strong. Today is their anniversary. Well, on the flip side, I asked Israel Mendoza what he thought about his opponent. Very humble, very respectful, said, "I think he's a tough wrestler. He hadn't been finishing any of his fights. I know he's a really gritty fighter, and it's going to be a brawl for 9 minutes."
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue side of the cage, he's wearing the white.
One thing I can say about the guys from the NC United Martial Arts is that they are gritty grinders. They do not quit. From their 125 champion Josh Smith all the way up to their heavyweight Boone Gordon, they all have owned titles in some form or fashion at one level and continue to thrive to become the best they possibly can.
Coming out of the red side of the cage, wearing a black trunks trimmed in red. This young man stands 5'6" tall. He weighed in at 137 pounds.
Seems to be some definite animosity between these two fighters.
Oh, absolutely. There is no love loss here. Especially on Eric Martinez's side. There is no love loss. Every time he comes into the cage, he comes in with a chip on his shoulder.
And the Spawn is sitting at ringside.
Both these guys are super aggressive fighters. We'll see how this starts off.
Both men come swinging.
Eric Martinez with a nice takedown. Israel Mendoza looking to hold him down, having that overhook on that one arm, keeping him trapped, not giving him any room to really strike. And Martinez is really trying to push up.
Transition to an armbar. They really they extend those legs out to really get leverage on that elbow.
That is a really good, really good counter. Go for arm support. Stack him right on top of that. Nice punch from Eric Martinez. Now Eric has Mendoza's back. Has a hook and a half in. Gets back center. He's high. Martinez riding really high, even though he has that rear naked. Mendoza has to get his back to the mat right here.
Yeah, he needs to be real careful. Martinez seems to have that arm trying to snake it in for that rear naked choke.
Absolutely, and he sticks it in. Mendoza needs to try and go 2-on-1 to peel off at least one of those hands.
One of the things about the rear naked choke is the longer you sit in it, the harder it is to get out.
Absolutely. But Mendoza does a great job of fighting out of that. And then taking Martinez's back. And then put it in the rear naked. But he has it in deep.
I like how Mendoza's kind of sifted off to the side. Had a little crank into that.
Absolutely. Martinez is trying to fight out of it. Oh, it's in deep. It's in really deep. And we have the tap.
That was a very high-paced fight for both competitors.
Absolutely. And if you notice there, one thing I noticed while Mendoza had Martinez's back is Martinez had a blood gushing from his eye, but did not get hit one time. It actually happened when the transition, when Mendoza grabbed the rear naked and Martinez head planted against the mat.
Now, even with all the animosity between these two, Mendoza actually walked over to Martinez after the fight just to check on him. Even if these guys have bad blood after a fight, that's what it is. It's over. It's done with.
One thing I started to notice about the sport of MMA, sometimes we have nice guys that fight inside that cage, and in order to get themselves in that mentality of trying to knock somebody or choke somebody unconscious, you have to almost grow to hate that person. Now, as soon as that endeavor is over with, the last bell has rung, the referee gets ready to raise my hand, it's over. All the bad blood is gone. You know what? Anything that you built in your head to convince yourself that you have to hurt this person, all goes away.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's a sign of a true martial artist. You don't have to, there's no grudge to be held on.
No.
After the show of brute force and brutality and skill, then you just let it go. Everything's been laid out there and everything's ready to go. There's no reason to hold on to that any more than it already was.
I think that the longer the sport continues to grow, you're going to see from the public eye, it's no longer just this human cockfighting. It's actually turning into a sport, and the outside public is starting to recognize that.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you start to see these guys start to mature and start to get better as martial artists, you start to see the difference between mixed martial arts of the mid-90s to mixed martial arts today. It is so disciplined. You have to sacrifice so much to be successful with this sport. Hats off to both young men. Congratulations to Israel the Anvil Mendoza from NC United Martial Arts. And once again, another great showing for Eric Martinez as he falls from 0 and 3.
Don't forget one of our big sponsors tonight, the Satin Med Spa. It's from here. I like it. I like the headband. I told you you would. We all want to look and feel our best. I do. The positive effects we will look for our parking lot. Building our confidence and managing our insecurity. And most of all, protecting our inner beauty. Let the Satin Med Spa, starting from your boutique med spa, help you find your inner and outer beauty with a specialized service provided by our highly trained and experienced medical staff. Satin Med Spa.
Hey, Jazz, why can't I hear you?
Well, we got the Carolina MMA. They're in the house. We'll be participating with the Carolina MMA folks, with all the players, and then check it out on Facebook.
Oh, I'm turned up, baby.
Carolina.
Turn up the screen of my headphones.
Carolina MMA is in the house.
Guy's name is Mahadin Al-Qatir. Mahadin Al-Qatir.
Mahadin
Al-Qatir.
Al-Qatir. Mahadin Al-Qatir.
Or Draco.
We got a winner for the Satin Med Spa, our first drawing of the night. If you haven't jumped in, go over there to see the post over at Satin Med Spa. This first one is for a $120 value of facial treatment at Satin Med Spa. Paula Cooper. Paula Cooper, come on down here. Paula Cooper, come on down to Caneside.
Hey.
You just got a $120 facial.
Make the most of your first impression. Tri-County Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or layout fees will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
Hungry and just looking for old-fashioned diner food? Then come to Maddie's Diner. Maddie's Diner is a neighborhood diner that transports you back in time so you can enjoy remembering the way things used to be. Located at the NC Music Factory, this fully restored 1950s diner was literally relocated from New Jersey and serves some of the best food in town. Our menu includes breakfast that is served all day, burgers, sandwiches, and dinner entrees. Don't leave without tasting our homemade desserts or one of our milkshakes, the best in Charlotte. Our motto is good food with attitude. So no matter if you come early or late night, at Maddie's Diner, you're always family.
Or in an accident, trust the Olive Law Firm, proudly serving the Carolinas since 1957.
In today's economy, your image is more important than ever. Make the most of your first impression. Tri-County Printing Solutions is a full-service print shop right here in Western North Carolina. With on-site equipment and expert staff, we are able to print, cut, mount, and prepare all your custom sign and graphic needs. With personal service, fast turnaround, quantity discounts, no minimums, no setup or layout fees, we will meet your needs. Take your business to the next level with Tri-County Printing Solutions.
Hungry and just looking for old-fashioned diner food? Then come to Maddie's Diner. Maddie's Diner is a neighborhood diner that transports you back in time so you can enjoy remembering the way things used to be. Located at the NC Music Factory, this fully restored 1950s diner was literally relocated from New Jersey and serves some of the best food in town. Our menu includes breakfast that is served all day, burgers, sandwiches, and dinner entrees. Don't leave without tasting our homemade desserts or one of our milkshakes. The best in...
We're back in our first title fight of the night, the welterweight. We have Mahadeen Al-Khatib coming on his way to the cage right now. And he's going to hit him with the left and hit him with the right.
Al-Khatib is coming to this with an 8-2 record, and both of his losses have come from going the distance.
Mahadeen Al-Khatib is actually from Combat Club, looking to make a statement for himself today. I do believe this is his first title fight in his young amateur career.
Now, how is the preparation, preparing for a title fight, any different than the preparation for a regular fight?
Oh, man, absolutely. For these young guys, you got to understand, they go from 3 3-minute rounds to 5 4-minute rounds. They go from a 9-minute fight to a 20-minute fight, just like that. They have to almost and I stand corrected. Mahadeen actually has 2 titles in his amateur record right now. He's actually the Primus champion as well, being Brandon Barrett and Chris Jackson. This is going to be a big step up in competition for him. Malford Jeter Jordan. Malford Jeter. And Malford comes to on his way with his ring attire, looking like he's about to go walk down the streets of South Central LA. Has a nice beanie and a nice bomber jacket on. Malford is 42 years young. Malford Jeter Jr. is 42 years old, fighting for his first amateur fight. Amateur title fight.
Jeter would be one of the few competitors that are, I say, above the age of 35 and starting to compete in mixed martial arts.
Oh, absolutely. They didn't have this outlet in their, their prime. Sometimes, it all depends on what stage of your life that you're doing this. He may be doing this just for fun. He may actually enjoy the sport, the combatives, the mental process that goes through fighting. And this may be his outlet in the doing so. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Just have to be very mindful that you may have another young strapping competitor who's at the peak of their prime, who's trying to make this their profession, and who's trying to take your head off in the process. But one thing I do know, just bear with me real quick, if you look at these two guys side by side, there is a distinctive physique difference in these guys.
Yes, I could.
This fight is brought to us by FightDoctors.com.
Once again, Malford is 4-1, and Mahadine is 8-2.
Let's meet the challenger to my left. This young man comes to us from Jackson.
And Mahadine comes in. He looks like the bigger of the two specimen, like he's got a natural, just a natural larger frame.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Montford, we all saw Shine earlier. Shante Barnes with a devastating knockout earlier in the fight.
Yes.
Montford has actually beat him in his last amateur fight in Harris Arena.
Well, this makes an interim match up then.
Beat him by a decision. So this could honestly go either way. I kind of feel real ignorant what I was saying earlier, but you always can't take a book by its cover. That is really surprising.
He carries an impressive MMA record of 5 wins versus only 1 defeat. Representing Black Eye, give it up for Malford, Matt Bingo Jr.
Both men look extremely relaxed in this matchup.
Both these guys look totally intense, ready to go after it. Malford has the experience just of living life and being what it is.
That was wound up from down south.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Mahadine looking for a takedown early and almost scoring it. Malford on his hip as of right now. Having that overhook, trying to get his hips back onto the cage. But Mahadine's doing a great job of keeping him down using his grappling skills. Mahadine takes his back, sinks in the rear naked, sinks it in deep. Malford's in deep trouble here. Mahadine is sinking it in, readjusting each time. And I think he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
And Mahadine just won.
Incredibly quick fight by
by
Mahadine.
rear naked submission. Congratulations to that young man. And what a great fight by Malford. I'd hate to be, to predict things of the future, but I have a really strong feeling that Mahadine is going to see young Shine Barnes in a fight in the future, made for that title. It'll be a great matchup. Both great physical specimens.
Oh, definitely, I see that matchup.
As he goes ahead and he breaks it down the middle of the cage there. He was really having a good time in there, as you should.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to a halt 48 seconds into the first round. Your winner by rear naked choke
So what?
Your next fight is Corey.
Joe and Corey?
You come back in for the pro fight.
Okay.
Increased levels of fitness and overall wellness and Performance Training Incorporated. Corrected exercises, functional training, mixed martial arts training, high-intensity conditioning drills. Their fitness programs and classes are constantly evolving. So we get Edge Performance Training in Uptown Charlotte.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with the new champion. I don't know if I got your name right. I'm trying to get one of the people on the team.
I'm not 42 yet.
How do you feel?
I know you.
When I first weighed in, the first time I heard I want to fight that, I was very excited. Now when I've come in again, we got about 5 hours, we all love it here. It's a great show. Thanks for everyone who came here to watch me fight tonight. And I'm going to say thanks to you all. And God bless everyone. Have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new champ,